Hello dear friends, I'm glad to welcome all the viewers, especially the subscribers of our channel, where we discuss various tasks related to upholstered furniture. Today we will discuss a very interesting, useful and important topic, working with decorative nails. As you can see, the furniture looks so much different after being adorned with decorative nails. It really makes it much more interesting and richer. In just a few minutes, you will learn about the different types of decorative nails, what tools you need to use to do this work neatly and effectively, and what additional devices can help make this job as quick, precise, and even as possible, so that we end up with beautiful furniture like this. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on these and other interesting and useful videos. So, as I promised, let's talk about decorative nails. They mainly come in three types. These are strips. Strips are sold by the meter. You can get as many meters as you need. These are segments. They are sold in small segments, about 10 centimeters long, and these are individual nails. Working with strips and segments is pretty much the same. Their advantage is that it's very easy to maintain a straight line. We start nailing with a certain distance from the wood, and in this case every fifth nail is a single nail, while the rest are what we call decoys. The advantage is that it's indeed very easy and quick to work with. It bends in both directions either way. One downside is that when we finish a strip, it might happen that the joint doesn't align with the hole for the nail, and the small head is meant to cover it with a single nail, but it ends up on this part of the segment. In that case, you have to drill it yourself and nail it in with a single nail from the top. Another downside is that these decoy parts, when the nails are hammered in, sometimes end up wavy, and that can also be noticeable. Well, the third one, they look a bit cheaper. You can see the joint between them, which gives a lesser feeling of handmade craftsmanship. It's pretty much the same with the segments. So at the edges of the segments we have small heads with holes. They are layered on top of each other and nailed in, and this is how you create the line. It's more challenging to work with individual nails when you have to create a strip at a certain distance from the edge of the wood, all along its length by yourself. The most challenging part here is, of course, maintaining the distance from the edge of the wood and also between the nails so that the line is straight and neat. But what's the advantage? Individual nails look much more beautiful and richer when there are no spacers between them. How do you work with them? We'll talk more about this later. Let's continue talking about decorative nails and the various types available, and delve into a detailed discussion about the tools. Additionally, the hammer is relatively small in size and manageable. The hammer tip should not be too large, so that the tip does not hit the beautiful varnish finish. Therefore, the bike is small. We make sure that it is even and neat. Pliers with narrow, bent tips are used to pick up and position the nails like this. So, we present the nail and drive it in. The claw of the pry bar shouldn't be wider than the nails. If a nail gets bent, we need to remove it by prying it up, but we can't pry it this way because of the finish, and we can't do it this way either because there's a cardboard backing that could break or get damaged. So the claw shouldn't be wider than the nail to avoid damaging the finish. Regular pliers. Sometimes when we pull out a nail with the claw, the head can pop off and we need to use regular pliers. Common tics. Sometimes when we pull it out with our paw, the cap flies off and we need to use regular pliers. There are also a variety of different tools available for marking. The most challenging part here is maintaining this distance. There's this method. We take a metal tape. We mark based on the size of the nail, the distance from the edge, the borders of the fabric and wood, and the distance between the nails. We're making a hole that's 2 mm. These legs are 1.5 mm thick. How is this done? We place the plate, use a marker to make dots through the plate, then remove it, and we have dots indicating where to drive the nails. Then, we use an awl to create indentations for the nails at those spots. After that, we simply insert the nail into the hole and drive it in with a hammer. Then, using an awl, they made holes in these places for nails. Then we simply insert the nail into the hole and drive it in with a hammer. This is suitable for those who have very little experience. It takes a bit more time, but it indeed ensures quite a very high level of accuracy. Now, as you can see, we will continue with the practical part, just like I did here. We're using this kind of tool. It attaches directly to the hammer. It's made very easily from a regular metal sheet. That's 1.5 to 2 millimeters thick. This is a plate with a slot. The width of the plate should be such that the center of the slot aligns exactly with the specific distance we need from the edge. Carefully. So, this notch is the distance exactly at which we want to carefully drive the nail from the edge of the wood. The depth of the notch is the distance from the previous nail head to the foot of the next nail. And when we've made such a notch on this plate, we can create a pilot hole in the metal. The hole should be wider than the nail's foot so that it doesn't get stuck or get in our way. But we will press the foot of the nail against the top of it to ensure it sits in place accurately. And now, let's take a closer look at the process of using this particular tool effectively. We will explore how to drive nails in a manner that is both straight and neat. This involves understanding the correct positioning, applying the right amount of force, and ensuring precision in every step. With a hammer and this special foot, which is a tool for setting the distance between nails and the distance from the edge of the wood to the foot of the nail. We're going to use it now. To begin, we carefully grasp the nail in this manner, ensuring a firm hold to proceed with the task at hand. This step is crucial for the subsequent action. We set the foot along the edge of the wood and press it against the previous nail head. And we drive the nail in with firm, strong, and steady hands, ensuring each hit is precise and effective. And now, let's move on to the next important point. So as a result, we get a neat line. With the help of such simple tools and devices, you can master such an interesting operation as working with individual decorative nails. Subscribe to the channel. I wish everyone success in their work. Leave your comments. Feel free to ask your questions. Share your experiences. We would be happy to see and hear from you. All the best.